Hello, slight deviation, not from bits of paper today, but we're going to read them from the book. Where are we? There we go. From the book, the collected poems, available on Amazon. That's the plug. This is the very first poem I ever performed in public. It's not the first one I wrote. Those are long gone. They're burnt and buried and disappeared forever. But this is the first one I wrote and performed in public. It's called Horace the Pigeon. Once upon a time, far out in Dales, there was this here pigeon called Horace. Now Horace, being an unusual sort of pigeon, thought he'd like to see a bit more at world, so he flew down Ayr Valley, looking at Keighley, Shipley and Bingley, but, as he didn't reckon much to them, passed on to Leeds and Hunslet, and thought he was in some sort of hell. Now Horace flew round in a circle, 'cause Old Grime and Old Soot and Old Muck had clogged up most of his feathers, and he was feeling right out of luck. Till at last he came into Bradford. Least he assumed he were there, 'cause a dollop of summat got it right in eye, and he couldn't see out at all. Then suddenly crash, and with a bloody great splat, he flew into town hall wall, and poor Horace was sadly demised. This story was told with sheer horror, by pigeons from far and from wide, and that's why, if you're ever in Bradford and you take a peep up into the skies, all pigeons are flying arse end forward to keep bloody muck from their eyes. Thank you. And that's completely untrue now, because Bradford is a much cleaner city. That was written so many years ago. I think it was written when Leeds Town Hall were black. Hey ho. This is called Techno freaking Anorak, and it's a bit, well, it's a great case of hypocrisy, because as anybody knows me knows that I make a living, or I did make a living, writing scripts, dialogue for computer games. But hey ho, this is called Techno freaking Anorak. Train spotter of the 90s in his virtual techno dream, nose pressed tightly up against his blue computer screen. By day he presses buttons on his company's Apple Mac. At nights he's flying spaceships from his terrace back to back. At weekends he goes surfing along the internet. His wife and kids have left him, but he hasn't noticed yet. He talks to people in Hong Kong and people in New York, blocking up the hyperspace with boring anorak talk. His fingers move like maggots over keyboard and his mouse. It's his only form of exercise. He never leaves the house. His arse is getting bigger 'cause he never leaves his chair. His real life's gone to ruin, but he doesn't really care. He's into sword and sorcery and silly role-play games. It's never really hit him that they're all the bloody same. And sex is not a problem, now porn's on CD-ROM. Despite his body weakening, his wrist is getting strong. He thinks it's bloody marvellous fighting simulated war. He'd like to play it with his mates, but they don't come round no more. He thinks his life is wonderful, playing computer simulated strife. I've just one thing to say to him. Let's get a bloody life. Go out and go enjoy yourself in pub or club or boozer. Don't let life pass you by as a sad computer loser. Thank you. And one day we probably will all go out and enjoy ourselves in a pub or club or a boozer. Hey ho. This is about lottery. I've written a few about lottery, or mentioned the lottery. I think this is probably sour grapes, because I've never won. You can tell how old this is. It is like the original ending was John Major, so that dates it pretty well. I've updated it to Boris. Lottery. The lottery's a mockery, just another kind of drug, designed as entertainment, treating people as real mugs. Religion is the opium of the people, said Karl Marx. Now the revolution's cancelled, just give 'em all scratch cards. It's getting out of hand, all this scratch and win. The good old Church of England proclaims scratch cards as a sin. It's a sin they take our money, it's a sin we never win. It's a sin they need the income to pay for everything that should be paid by government from the proceeds of our tax, not feathering the pockets of rich fat city cats. Camelot makes billions from the likes of me and you, but still the homeless huddle in cardboard boxes at Waterloo. They've privatised just everything that belonged to you and me. They've sold the country under us to prop up the economy. I have a message for Boris Johnson in Westminster's greed-filled hall. Meet me under the pawnbroker's sign and kiss me under the balls. Thank you very much indeed. See you later. Bye.